So when we do the interview, there's so many barriers to make children enjoy the justice. The media is one of the reasons. Media don't care about the rights of the children. They want to interview the children and they want to show the picture. They want to give the real name of the children in the media. Do you think it is good? No, because children don't want to be, in the other media. They're very shy and they're very ashamed. So media sometimes put the picture, give all the story. So media is one of the problems when we protect the right of the children. Second one, sometimes when we ask the information, children are very traumatized. They start crying. They don't want to talk. They don't want to think back. So children are very traumatized, difficult to get the information. Another one, children, I think and many of the people talk about children should participate. Children have the right to participation. Sometimes the interviewer or social workers don't remember the right of participation, right to participation by the children. They just tell the children to do, not to do. So children don't have the right of decision making and no right to participation. And fear, because this is the criminal case, the traffickers always give a pressure and threat to the children. Don't talk about what happened. So that the threat by the trafficker is another barrier. And lack of evidence, because children are too young, they don't remember where they were. They don't remember which route they were taken up. They cannot remember. So the lack of evidence is another challenge, especially getting information from the children. And lack of coordination between social service providers, because police are also there, judges are also there, NGOs are also there, social workers are also there. Sometimes there is no coordination and understanding the role of each and everyone who manage the case of children. Another one, necessary document for children. This is the case in Thailand because many of the trafficked children into Thailand are not Thai children. They are from Burma. When we identify their ID card, they don't have any document to show. They don't have any ID card from Burma. So very, very difficult for us to trace down where they are from, where their parents and family are. So this is another challenge. And lack of the education, you have the right. You have the right because your government ratified the CRC. But children never go to school. The parents never go to school. So it's very difficult for us to educate about international law, ASEAN, and all the children rights. They don't say, no, we want food. We don't want rice. We want rice, not the right. So difficult for us to talk about right issue if education is very low. And sometimes children give the false information because they don't know, they are not sure, so they just speak out and many of the informations are not reliable. And sometimes when we file the case at the court, it takes really long time. It takes 2 years, 3 years, sometimes 5 years. So they don't want to spend that long time. They just wanted to go back home. So long, the delay of judges at the court is another barrier to convince the children to stay at the shelter. And putting the children at the shelter and protecting their rights, it needs money. It needs funds. Many countries don't have enough money for the welfare services and shelter and the security of the children at the shelter. So this is another challenge. And I want to go around and the children are very afraid when they see the traffickers at the court. Traffickers there, children are there, children start nervous and start crying because they are so afraid of the trafficker. And traffickers just look at their children, don't want to talk anymore. So the fear and stigmatization of the children at the court is another big challenge for us. And corruption. Sometimes police have a corruption. very common in our ASEAN countries. And judges also corrupted, so they take the money from the trafficker and they release the trafficker with the saying that no enough evidence. And limited budget of the government for protection. So these are the challenges we found out doing our research on access to justice. So we asked what are the suggestions of the victims of the children and parents. So they say that continuous awareness rising on the issue of child trafficking. Please educate more, raise awareness more in the society, in the community. Second one, service providers say that we need capacity building. We are dealing with the children, but we don't have enough capacity building how to deal with them, how to get their protection by law, how to treat the children nicely at their shelter. So sometimes the regulations at the shelters are not child friendly. Like Irene said, they force their children to sleep because they don't know how to manage their children. So they force their children to sleep. If children wake up, sleep again. If children want to get up, sleep again. And they use the sticks. So they don't know how to treat the children according to the CRC. Right? And child-friendly treatment environment inside the outside the court. The children don't want to go to the court because it's a policeman. All adults and judges wearing the very funny dress for them. So they're afraid to go to the court. They don't want to cooperate with the court. And when the judges or lawyer ask the very sophisticated questions, they don't know how to answer. And they also recommend develop protection for the social service. So we talk about the protection of the children and their family, their parents, but sometimes we forget the safety and protection of the social workers. So they need that kind of protection. And provide a court procedure for traffic case. And coordination among all the government agencies is also important. And corruption and impunity. This is the recommendation from the parents and survivors that we interviewed.